Hey guys, so if you hear anything in the background, that's my laundry right now. I'll probably be pausing this in between to go check on it, switch it out, and stuff like that. But I wanted to come on here because one of the questions a lot of people have been having when it comes to the Sonic Cinematic Universe, the movies that is what about the other characters? I mean, we do know, and a bit of spoilers here. Then again, maybe it's not spoilers since, pretty much it's plastered all over the internet. We do know, thanks to the mid-credits scene, that Amy Rose is coming in, Metal Sonic and a horde of Metal Sonics is coming in, and we do know in the post-credit scene, the last credit scene, Shadow is alive, and possibly so is Robotnik/Eggman. But, with that all confirmed pretty much for the fourth movie, and Shadow surviving being confirmed for whatever they have set up for him, in between the third and fourth movie, whether it's a limited series on Paramount Plus or it's a made for Paramount Plus movie. The one major question fans have is what about the other characters in the Sonic franchise? Game, non-game, what about them? What's their future going to be like? And will we ever see them? And a lot of people feel like, well, when it comes to the iconic freedom fighters, of Archie Sonic and Sonic Satayam, Princess Sally, Sally Acorn, Bunny Rabbit, Antron D. Coolit, Rhoda Walrus, Dulcie the Dragon, Lupe the Wolf, and so on. Everybody is pretty much kind of being a little discouraged at the fact that we may not see them. Well, I would say this. Don't be so discouraged at first. Alright? Don't be so discouraged at first because let's be honest with ourselves, alright? Let's be honest with ourselves. Paramount, right now, through a licensing agreement with Sega and WildBrain, is showcasing Sonic Satayam, Sonic Underground, and Adventures. I'm not sure about the other ones just yet. I think those are licensed out to other people. But they are showcasing Adventures, Sonic Underground, and Sonic Satayam. This is all on Paramount Plus. The same streaming platform that's owned by Paramount, aka Skydance now, which is, Paramount, a Skydance company, as it's going to be known soon. Basically, you have them owning that, platform, which is showcasing those three iconic Sonic cartoons. The same platform which showcased the limited series of Knuckles, which takes place in between the second and recently released third Sonic movie, and is the home outside of other platforms, the main home of the first two Sonic films and the third film within the next few months. And will possibly be the home of the Shadow Limited Series or Made for Paramount Plus movie, which will probably introduce Rouge the Bat finally into the cinematic universe. Now, I bring this up because, Paramount, they own Nickelodeon. Paramount Skydance owns Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon owns, along with Paramount Skydance, all of the Ninja Turtle franchise. And they could easily focus on one interpretation, their own interpretation of the TMNT franchise, but they don't. Instead, they're focusing their efforts on all interpretations. All interpretations. As a matter of fact, they are planning to release not one but two theatrical Ninja Turtle films. The first one, of course, being the sequel to Mutant Mayhem. The other, though, is based on The Last Ronin, and it's going to be R-rated, that being the Last Ronin movie. And apparently, if rumors are to be believed, speculation and rumors are to be believed, The Last Ronin will be done somewhat in a similar fashion, identical to the 1990 film. Now, could it mean that it's going to take place within the 1990s TMNT universe, but in the future? We'll have to see. But that's what they got planned. And those are two different interpretations of the TMNT, along with the original 1990s movies, along with the 2007 CGI animated film, which serves as the fourth film in the 1990s cinematic universe, as well as you got the original late 80s to mid 90s film Roman run. At least that's getting built to an extent. You got the Fox. You got the 4Kids. That's what I was trying to say. You got the 4Kids version of the 2K3 Turtles, and you got the 2012 Turtles, and you recently got Rise. So you got all these different interpretations of them, and Paramount is focusing, through Nickelodeon, is focusing on all of them, giving them all a shine. So who's to say they wouldn't do the same here for Sonic? Because I think they could do the same, because I think they could. Again, they have the classic animated Sonic cartoons from the 90s on there. Will they have Boom in the future? Maybe. Will they have X in the future? Maybe. Will they have Prime in the future? Maybe. We don't really know. But the point is, they got the 3 iconic ones that really got people to enjoy Sonic outside of just being a video game. Now, why do I bring this up? Because, like I said, one thing fans are wondering about is the future of these other characters. Will they show up? Or will we see them be involved in some capacity? And I think we will. May not be in the Sonic Cinematic Universe as we would want them to be, but I think we will see them, be brought out for new adventures in the near future. I really do. I think obviously we're going to see the Freedom Fighters. It's just going to be a matter of when and where, outside of what Team Season is doing. And you can't tell me Paramount and Sega isn't paying attention to what Team Season's doing with the Season 3 project they're working on. Hopefully to get that out very soon as well. To see if maybe anybody, potentially Paramount, would pick it up for a full, finalized 3rd season, if not beyond that. Because we've seen that when fans get behind an established franchise, or a very popular franchise, within a certain universe, or within the certain household of a certain company, that franchise will get another facelift, if you will. They'll get another chance to go for another few seasons. We've seen it with Young Justice, and we've seen it with a few others. Now, I bring this all up because if Team Season can succeed, and they will, at getting this pilot for the 3rd season, the lost 3rd season, up and running, and let's say Wild Brain and Paramount and Sega say, hey, we'll put it on Paramount Plus, hey, that a win's a win, right? And then that way they will have more financial backing to complete the 3rd season, and then maybe get more seasons to go forward. We'll have to see. Now, as far as like other characters go, outside of the Freedom Fighters, people are probably wondering, well, what about the characters we see in IDW? What about Tangle, Whisper, Lanolin, Surge, Kit? I think we will see them as well. I think right now, and this is just my opinion, I think right now you have the Sonic team, that consists of Ian Flynn and such, communicating on occasions with the Jeff Fowler Sonic team to try to work something out to where they could bring characters like Tangle, Whisper, Surge, and Kit somewhat to, I would say, the small screen, if not maybe Easter egg them into the big screen, if you know what I mean. But I could see, with this collaborated effort, because there's a collaborated effort. You can't tell me there is not a collaborated effort. There is. But I could see with this potential collaborated effort that, we will see the likes of Tangle, Whisper, Surge, and Kit on our screens real soon. Possibly in a new animated series that'll be on Paramount Plus. I believe we will. I believe we will see them there. And I don't think anybody could deny that as a possibility. I don't think anybody can deny that as a possibility. But, yeah, I think that just because we're not seeing the characters right now that we want to see on the big screen as part of the Sonic Cinematic Universe, doesn't mean we won't see them, be brought to life in some capacity on our screens in the near future. It may not be theatrical, but it will be something, that we'll be able to watch, watch and binge, I should say, when the time is right. And again, going back to the Freedom Fighters, even if it's not what Team Season's bringing to the table, I could also see the Freedom Fighters being brought back in an all-new series as well. Heck, I could potentially see, excuse me there, I could potentially see Paramount, along with Sega, along with Wildbrain, along with IDW, I could see them doing a Sonic Universe series. Yeah, it would be sharing the same name as the Archie Sonic spin-off series did, but it'll be its own different, I guess you could say, identity. It would have its own different identity, but it would involve a lot of the characters that we've grown to know and love throughout the games, throughout the cartoons, and throughout the comics, Archie and IDW, and maybe even Fleetway. But I truly believe that might be where we're heading. If we don't get the characters in some capacity, Easter egged or whatever, referenced or whatever, in the cinematic theatrical films, and you got to remember, we got 3 more films as far as we know to go, but till we see something. If we don't get them though, I've got a feeling in between that time we're gonna get them, but it might be in a way that, it brings them to our screen, but it brings them to the small screen, not the big screen, and it could be, like I said, in any way, any shape or form. It could be, like I say, it could be basically Team Season getting their project picked up by Paramount Plus and Sega and Wildbrain, but mostly Paramount Plus and Sega, and off to the races they go. It could be a series based on what we see in the IDW comics, if not the recent games, where we get Surge and Kit and Tangle and Whisper along with our main cast of characters. Or it could be an all-star Sonic Universe series which incorporates everybody in the adventure, from IDW, from the games, from Archie Sonic, Satayam Sonic. I think that might be the best possibility there for a lot of those characters to come back. And if I was to be a betting man, which I'm not, but if I was to be a betting man, I think the latter is more than likely to happen. I think the latter is going to be the project, is going to be the show, if you will, animated, that brings all these characters that we want to see on the big screen as part of the as part of the Sonic, I should say, cinematic universe. I think a series, an animated series, courtesy of Paramount Plus, is going to be the way to go. And it will be a series that will share the same name that the Archie Sonic spin-off comic did, but be its own identity, be its own thing. And you're going to see characters like the Freedom Fighters. You're going to see characters like Sally, Bunny, Lupe, Dulcie, Antoine Roeder, from Archie Sonic and Satayam. You're going to see characters like Surge, Kit, Tangle, and Whisper, and Lanolin from IDW, and many more. Many more, in my opinion. You'll even see, I think, Trip. You'll even see Trip, I believe, the Sungazer from the recent Sonic Mania games, show up. Sonic All-Star game, I should say, show up as well. That I feel that right there, the Sonic Universe one, will probably be the best option out of the other two. If we could get all 3 options becoming a reality, I think that'd be great too. But I think if you want to incorporate all these fan favorites, you want them to interact, even in because maybe you won't see them on the big screen, and again, we still have time. We might get them, referenced or not, or on screen or not. We might get them. If not, we'll get them, I should say. If we don't get them there, I've got a feeling we'll get them on a small screen, in a series that's loosely adapted, if not based around, if not inspired by the movies themselves. But what do you guys think? Do you think we will see them outside of the cinematic universe? Like, if we don't see them on the big screen, referenced or even on screen, do you think we will get them on the Paramount Plus screen, courtesy of, let's say, Team Season's project being picked up, a series based on the IDW comics and the recent games? Or do you think we'll get a Sonic Universe-like series where you have the IDW characters, the Archie Sonic Satayam characters, and game characters interacting together, and it's loosely adapted, if not based, off the Sonic Cinematic Universe. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Comment if you like the video, ring the bell for notification, subscribe to the channel, click on the links in the description to find my content everywhere here on the internet, especially at your favorite podcast locations and stuff. Really helps me out. Also, click on the Teespring store link at the bottom. Get yourself some merchandise you can't get anywhere else. Also, check me out at DeviantArt, DeviantArt.com, BVW1979, and InkBunny.net at BW Roses. But guys, give me your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think we'll get Team Seasons project being picked up by Paramount Plus and being shown there? Do you think we'll get something based on the IDW comics and the recent games? Or do you think we'll get what I feel probably the best option, and probably more legitimate, realistic option, a Sonic Universe animated series, which is going to have all the characters from all different interpretations of Sonic interacting together in the series? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. And until then, I am